Hey, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another video. Ignore the background, it keeps going super white. I've done that intro like 4 times and it just keeps happening. So, we might have to deal with a random, constant glowing background, but you know what, we'll do it, we'll get through it. But yeah, welcome back to another video everybody. We are starting once again a new series, which people would have known about if you look at my community posts. I posted about it a while ago, and it was basically I asked if you guys would rather see me continue or start from the beginning, The Legend of Vox Machina. I know there are some differences to the anime slash cartoon slash whatever to the actual campaign that they did. And then I asked if people wanted to see Exandria Unlimited Calamity. Now that's the one I meant. I think the picture that I put on wasn't that. It was a different one, which does have spoilers for the 3rd campaign, I think. But this was the one that I meant. I do believe this takes place before everything. This is kind of like the world like coming into being or whatever. And like this happens like years before Vox Machina and the Mighty Nine and Bell's Hells or Hell's Bells or whatever it is. I always forget the name of it. But people voted for Vox Machina, and I'm still more than happy to do more Vox Machina videos. But a lot of comments asked me to do this one because I said it's a shorter campaign than the other one, than Vox Machina. Even though each episode's still 4 hours long, but there are only 4 episodes and then a wrap-up episode compared to the 1,012,000,000 episodes of Vox Machina and Hell's Bells and Bell's Hells and the other one, the Mighty Nine. So, yeah. People were saying I should just watch this one and start with it. So, yeah. That is exactly what we're going to do. I don't know how this is going to go because I've never actually sat and watched a full campaign before. So we'll see. Hopefully I can give something to this video and I'm not just going to sit there being like, wow, this Brennan guy, he's a pretty good storyteller. Because I think is it Brennan Lee something or another? I think that's his name. But he's the one that does it. It's not Matt Mercer. I think Matt Mercer might join later on. I think. But I'm not 100% sure. I mean, we'll just watch it and find out. But you guys know I like my long-winded intros. So just before we start, alright, if you watch my Vox Machina episodes, you know that a while ago I said that I got a possible spoiler for the episode. The fact that Scanlan was giving a wedding gift. And I was pretty certain I'm pretty certain I knew exactly who it was for. But I just kind of, ignored it. And there was a comment that I don't want to just get rid of because, it's not exactly a bad comment or anything like that. And it does have spoilers for me. So I don't really want to get rid of it. But at the same time, I can't swipe it off my YouTube studio. So it's constantly there, just plaguing me. And I can't technically watch it until the end of Vox Machina. And it's obviously to do with that spoiler. But yeah. It all but got confirmed for me. And now I don't know if there's more stuff that happens at this wedding that's more extravagant in, that's the main spoiler in what I know is not that. Because let's face it, we all knew Percy in Vex. We're gonna get together. Come on, their sexual tension is palpable. Alright? Their chemistry, you can tell. If there was anyone that was going to get together in there, it was going to be those two. But basically, I was watching a video of... It randomly popped up on my YouTube of this thing called SunnyCon. If you don't know what SunnyCon is, it's an anime expo that's over where I live in Newcastle. It is held in St. James's Park. And, people do videos about it all the time. And this random one just so happened to pop up. So I was like, alright, cool. Let's click on it. Let's see. And yeah, so the people like the cosplay, the 2 people that were on it, and they cosplayed as Percy and as Scanlan. So that's not a spoiler. And of course, they get to the expo and they're walking around and he goes, "Hey, look, we found some more critters. Oh, isn't that great? Look, we found Keyleth and we found my brother-in-law, Vaxeldan." And then was like, "I wonder where my wife's hanging about. Let's see if we can find someone cosplaying as my wife." And I was like, "All right, cool." So out of some random video of SunnyCon, I got a Vox Machina spoiler that I technically already knew, and like I said, it's not the biggest deal in the world. I just really don't like spoilers. So yeah, I got that confirmed for me through a completely random video, so that was nice. But yes, my video's been going on for like 6 or something minutes now. I'll probably put a timestamp at the beginning because let's face it, who wants to listen to my rambling? Not me. So yeah, we'll just crack on and get into it. I'm gonna try and make them like 45-minute-ish episodes because I think an hour might be too long. But if you guys want an hour, because obviously they're like 4-hour long. Oh my god, some of them are like 5-6 hours. God damn, I've got the list next to me, the playlist. So yeah, the last one is 6 hours and 7 minutes. But this one's 4 hours and 10. So if you guys want hour-long videos or whatever, you just let me know. If not, I'll just keep doing 45 minutes. Yes, without further ado, let's get on to the video. Cannot wait. Let's go. You guys like that transition? No, the old. It's what you see what I did. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's go. Exandria Unlimited Calamity. I skipped it in a little bit because it was just like they're talking about their merch and things like that. And obviously, it has nothing really to do with the actual thing. But this is the intro to it, so let's have a look. Again, I have zero idea of what this is about. They said, as far as I was aware, it takes place before all of the other 3 campaigns, and it kind of gives you like lore about the world. I don't even know which characters are actually in this. I know Travis is in this, Grog. Sam Riegel, I think is that the guy who plays Scanlan? Could be totally wrong with that. Could be a woman for all I know. But yeah, I know the guy that plays Scanlan and the one that plays Vexalia, Marisha Ray. But I'm not sure who else is in this. Like I said, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Matt Mercer comes into it at some point. Yeah, Brennan Mulligan, that's what his name is. I think I said Brennan Lee before, didn't I? Which I'm not, I mean, it's his middle name, so I was kind of right. But not really. Exandria Unlimited Calamity. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. They say it gives me an excuse to actually get into a campaign, probably.
Fire. Everything feels slow. There's movement and there's heat, but the only noise you can hear, despite all this chaos, is breath. It's yours, but it's also a stranger's. It's like someone else is using your body to breathe.
Oh, I thought meant someone was
stumbling.
Whispering into my ear or something.
Luis, I need you to describe your character.
Uh-huh.
And tell us your character's name. But I would love for you to do that with the understanding that your mouth is filled with blood.
Oh, all right. Oh, I've heard that apparently Travis, that is Travis, right? The guy that played Grog. I've heard that he apparently gives like the best facial expressions to like the most like minute little details of anything.
All right, well, my name is Xerxes Iledes.
Xerxes? Iles?
6 feet tall. I'm a paladin. Broad-shouldered.
Xerxes, yeah.
Muscular. Dark hair. Wavy. Medium tan brown skin.
So have they...
Amber eyes with...
Have they played like this prior
kind of troubled.
to all of this?
sometimes emptiness behind them.
Or are they just starting at level 14?
I imagine right now he's stumbling around, wiping the blood off of his mouth as he's trying to maintain his sense of his surroundings.
You've been here before. You're in a state of disorientation. It's combat. You're not dead. Maybe the blood in your mouth isn't your own, but you've just received a massive blow somewhere to the head. Not lethal, but you're off balance, you're stumbling. Something is wrong, and not in the sense that
Telling me, dude, he has
you were in a bad situation. If
blood in his
anything,
mouth.
That's a place of comfort.
That ain't
for
his,
you.
possibly?
Something is wrong in the spirit.
Alright, so from what I've gathered thus far, because I don't want to talk, this is what I mean by like doing a reaction to this. I don't want to keep talking over him, because you gotta listen to him describing the story. But he's woke up with problems that aren't technically physical. He took a blow to the head, but like you said, it's non-lethal. It's just kind of a dizziness, I guess. So I'm assuming maybe something's trying to take over him, or this is like a beyond two souls kind of situation.
You open your eyes. Everything is moving through liquid glass. Time is as slow as can be. Ahead of you, you're seeing shapes swim into focus as your eyes reconnect. You can feel your legs doing their work underneath you. It's so slow. And again, ringing off the inside of your helm, your own breath, sweat pouring down your brow. Ahead of you, the shape comes into focus from blur into three swimming shapes that you realize are the same wall. It's a wall, it's a building. There's something happening. There's fire. There's an orange glow that has turned the white marble of your city into a hellscape. There is a burst of energy, an explosion. It moves so fast out to a radius of 10, 15, 20 feet, and then joins the glass time that you are in. Boom. Slow. You feel yourself lifting off your feet, being blown away, slower than you have ever moved in combat.
Is this like due to...
What are you doing?
So I don't know if this is like a spell kind of thing he's going for, because I do know there are spells that like slow down time. Or if this is I mean, this could be the Big Bang for all I know. I mean, he's a paladin. I very much doubt it's the beginning of the universe.
I am trying to find the people that I know. I'm looking around as I'm being blasted slowly through.
I love Travis's reactions. Like,
through the air. I'm trying to find anyone. Twisting and turning my body. Do I see anything?
Someone you know. You look through the streets as you move.
Alright, so is he outside now? Streets?
Two more explosions. They start so fast and get to only a certain point and then whoom, slow again. You're watching moments in time disconnected. Someone you know. Down a street. Maybe it's a street you recognize. Could have been a street you walked on the first time you came to this city. At the end,
Definitely not the Big
there's
Bang.
an open plaza. You know at the center of that plaza, there's supposed to be a statue.
But it's
And you know
gone.
who that statue is of. Instead, there is open space. You see a boy, 5 years old,
Specific.
a red shock of hair. He sits with his feet dangling in the opening. A humble fishing rod in his hand, sinking into the blackness of the void in this space.
I was going to say, is this supposed to be him as a child, but definitely couldn't be. Not the same colored hair or anything.
I need to get to him. I'm gonna try to use whatever I can with my body and kind of twist and try to guide my body in that direction if I can.
You move, you feel your feet come underneath you, and you start to hear noises. Two arms! Two arms! Avalir! Rise!
Alright, so
Those
people are
noises
definitely
fade.
fighting. Or not.
And you begin to move, and you feel coolness coming from that opening. You arrive, and the orange glow still hangs in the air, but suddenly
This
the glass
first bit, man, it's so confusing.
goes away. You're moving under the power of your own body, and you feel your sense and your memory return to you. You catch your breath, and once again, that sound does not sound like a stranger to you. You are in the plaza and can walk freely, and you are still looking at the child before you.
Was he tripping? Like, was he all in his head?
Is there still chaos happening around me?
Doesn't feel like it anymore. As you've moved back into a place that seems to have the power of your own body underneath it, it's almost like that slowed time is left behind you. You don't see any more things exploding. It's almost like the city has become still here in this place, as though everything else is momentarily subsided.
So, just like a Doctor Strange situation? Did his astral form leave his physical form, and he was just moving around in some sort of spiritual dimension? And maybe, like, why specifically that kid? I mean, we can still see him.
I wipe my mouth, look at my hands.
Blood dripping off your gauntlet.
So there's still blood, okay.
I start to approach, but from a little bit of an angle, and I keep my eyes locked on the child. Is it Elias?
Your son turns to look at you.
It is his son.
Hi. Are you okay?
I'm okay. Can you come to me, please?
You
Elias, come here.
I'm fishing. I'm trying to catch something.
What are you trying to catch?
I don't know. I don't know the kind of fish that live in a place like this.
I'm approaching.
You
and I'm
look,
looking around.
You look around. You look into the hole, expecting to see only darkness, and you see stars.
Nope, okay. I was exactly opposite of that.
Through the hole, looking straight down, you see endless stars. And they're stars you recognize. The stars over Kath Moira.
Is Moira, is that the name of the place? Is that the city?
Feel
Dude is making an...
Here.
Sorry. Again, I don't want to keep pausing it, but I also don't want to talk over him. But yeah, no, this dude is making an atmosphere right now. Like I said, I've never really watched a full campaign before, so I don't know how... I know Matt Mercer's a really, really good DM. But yeah, this guy is building suspense and building a picture right now.
Whispers, laughter, and I need you to make a perception check.
First roll of the campaign.
First roll of the campaign.
So this
Come
is
on.
how it's gonna be, Brennan.
So
You
this
son
is-
of a bitch.
All right, so if it's the first roll of the campaign, then
fucking party time, okay?
Can't wait. Is it too late? Come on.
Come on.
We're only like 5 minutes in.
First roll. Okay.
13.
Lucky
13,
13.
yeah. It's not bad. Better than my natural 1 that I got. First ever roll I did.
It's the way to go.
These are the dice that y'all just gave me, too. These are my, like, newest Exandria dice.
You, on a 13, you look and see stars, and sense starts to come back to you. These are the stars you learned to fly by, and behind you, you feel a sudden reassuring presence, and you feel a massive winged shape appear behind you.
The griffin.
Griffin.
Oh,
Formed of starlight.
What are the
and
chances?
pure magic nuzzles against your armor.
sound of that griffin is epic, though.
Instinctively just lean into him and touch his beak.
Griffins are, of course, half eagle and half lion. In a very cat-like way, your griffin nuzzles your armor and turns into a massive puddle like cats are wont to do. Lies down, talons in the front crossed, nestles down. Elias looks up. Are you listening for something? You hear whispers. On a 13, I need to ask you, do you speak Draconic?
I don't.
Do not.
What do I speak? I don't remember what an arrow
That's the
speaks.
end of the campaign. You do not. So all you hear is, "Hi there now, Gordranis. Gordranis."
Do you hear that, Elias? Do you hear that? Do you hear anything?
Dad, you sound crazy. Is everything okay?
Come here.
He goes, okay, but... And you see that he takes the little fishing pole and puts it in between the talons of the griffin. So it's just sitting there. And he gets up, what's wrong?
And I kneel down. And
Has he still got blood in his mouth at this point?
I
It's still there.
move the hair that's in his forehead off to the side. Look in his eyes. I'm just glad you're safe.
Of course I'm safe. You'd never let anything happen to me.
I would never let anything happen to you.
Look at them.
I'm gonna look back down into that.
Sorry, I love how hyped and like into it
And the
they get.
stars.
I'm gonna repeat that back into it, even though I don't know what it says or what it means. Godrenis.
You repeat Gordranis back into the pool.
Godrenis. I say it again louder.
Elias holds your arm. Dad,
This is going to be a disastrous
you know
beginning,
I won't
is
look
it?
like this when you get home.
I know. Wait.
Wait.
Come back here.
Dad,
No. Don't leave. Just let me have this.
he holds the fishing rod.
Oh god, is this all in his head?
Got something.
It's like a dream.
He disappears into the pool, and you hear the entire neighborhood in front of you vanishes as a body
So
the
did he-
size of a mountain crashes into the city.
Never come to. Still tripping.
A massive red form writhes in pain, and a face as tall as a cathedral turns to you. A flood of sanguine fluid emerges from the mouth,
It's a titan.
and a horned figure looks at you. You look and see something older than the world look back.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude. He creates an atmosphere, lighting and everything.
I'm sorry.
I approach.
I'm sorry.
What are you? What are you doing here? What is this?
My child, I fear I am too late. There are secrets they did not tell you. He opens his hand.
I rush to it.
His hand is the size of a marketplace, and you look, and in the center, translucent in ghostly imagery,
What is it?
you see a small tree, no taller than 10 feet. Ghostly light, translucent as blossoms move from it. And you see in ghostly light projected from the palm of this giant, this red horned giant.
What does this mean? What is this?
What I'm
sorry.
waiting for, I'm
You
waiting
must
for.
look. He is coming. From behind you, a figure emerges in translucent white light. Could you do me the favor of describing what your husband looked like in life?
Oh my god. I gotta go.
So,
It has been 10 minutes. And we're still only introduced to one character.
Evandrin is about 5'10". He's just a little bit shorter than I am. He's got red hair, straight, about shoulder length, half elven in appearance. He looks, if you look at Elias,
Sorry, hold on. I'm just trying to figure out, okay, so, because he was a guy, right? His character was a guy. Obviously, he said, describe your husband, so obviously there must be gay. Does that mean that, was that actually his son from another marriage? Was this, like, was this his husband's son? Is this an adopted son? So many questions. I mean, all entwined into what the hell is going on right now, because it's beyond confusing. Swimming around in a miasma-like puddle of crap and waking up, figure out you're not actually awake the entire time, that you're still in this daze of...
son, you're seeing the spitting image of what he's going to look like when he's grown up.
Evandrin steps past you. He cannot see you, and you understand in this moment, because your husband does not meet your eyes, that this is a memory. He is not here again, and he is still gone. He holds an amulet, steps towards the tree, and the blossoms from the tree blow in his direction. For a moment, his hair sweeps behind him, mixed with the petals of this flowering sapling. He falls to his knees, clutches his stomach.
I run to his side. I know this is a memory, but I haven't seen him in so long, and I want to see his face.
You turn to see his face. You see, he turns up to see someone else. Something's wrong. The image is shattered in a searing burst of light. Another figure, tall as a mountain. All of the light, all of the fire is but a shadow in the face of the dawn. You see a gleaming golden figure land with one colossal foot on the throat of this horned figure, press him further into the rubble of Avalir. And you see the horned figure looks to you and cries out.
His hands are still out?
You stand now in the palm of his hand.
Next to the tree?
I reach down and I
Where
touch
it
it.
was?
You see the figure. You do. You feel a pulse. You feel warm blood flowing through this giant.
Oh.
You look up. The face of the being above you is no face. There is no warmth to the eyes. You see the pitiless, featureless glare of the sun itself.
Look how hype they get, man.
I look up at its face. Is it looking down in my direction?
It turns down to look at you.
Turn your eyes from this sinner. He is beyond redemption.
What has he done?
He has betrayed his kin.
You see the horned figure turns to you and says, "It's all right. It's all right. Just ask yourself, Xerxes. Whom did we betray?"
Xerxes, what have you done? God damn it.
Stop!
You hold your hand, and as you hold it up, the light of the sun leaves and is abjured.
Damn, triple handing right there.
The horned fiend coughs, looks at you with the expression of a being that has just had its life saved, and says, "No mortal would do this thing that you have done." Xerxes, if you look down and see the stars, what will you see if you look up?
His
Just doing a
hand
headstand.
Are his fingers curled up? I know I'm in his palm.
Mm-hmm.
I look at his face and I start to approach one of the fingers that are standing up, probably like a pillar.
Mm-hmm.
And I put my hand on the finger and lean on it. And I'm holding on to him.
Yeah.
And I look up.
You see the ground, and it is fast approaching.
What?
And with that, you wake up.
Oh, so finally he's awake.
I think I'm in the wrong class. I thought this was freshman bio.
Alright. Sorry, so we're 26 minutes in. Let's say about 23, give or take, since I skipped like 3 minutes of it. But my god, dude, what an intro, man. Like, we've trying to make sense of it all. It's so confusing. So Xerxes, whatever his name is, so he's possibly betrayed someone. Seeing his son, seeing his husband, they're dead. It was like a memory of them. And all of did he betray someone and he's the reason got his been killed? Or is all of that dream sequence got absolutely nothing to do with him in general? Maybe it's something that will come later on and tie in.
Oh, my God.
It's had one hell of an intro though.
Cool. The first thing I do is I wipe my mouth and I see if there's blood.
You're drenched in sweat. Like, your sheets are covered in sweat. It's soaked through to the mattress underneath. But beautiful dawn light cascades through the window. It's
Oh,
another
thank God.
glorious morning in Avalir.
Don't even notice
Absolutely
that.
beautiful.
First thing I do is I reach for something. I
Reach for some ale.
I imagine, is this the first of these sorts of dreams that I've had?
I don't think so.
No. I reach over for a notebook that I have and a writing utensil, and I start to try to
write everything
recall
down,
the dream as much
yeah.
as I can, and I'm gonna leave a dream journal. Hell yeah! If you dream like that, you're gonna leave dream journals.
You write down.
I can never remember my dreams.
The name Gordranis, which is Ghor, is the first word, and the second word is Dranis, Dranas.
Gordranis. Is this a god? Just one of the like Titan gods?
What's the room that like? What is it? What? How
do you sleep?
Yeah.
What is the fluffy bunnies?
Sleep.
Nice fluffy pillows.
I am the first night of Avalir.
It's absolutely
And
gorgeous.
I dwell in the tower of the first night, but this particular room has accommodations not just for me, but for my griffin. So it's a tall tower, and it's a suite. It's not that opulent. It's not that fancy. It's got a large enough bed for me, and a couch and all the standard sorts of things. A chair, perhaps, a fireplace to contemplate the dreams I
Yeah, I
have.
was gonna say, many a night I've spent
But what it
staring
also
into that
has
thing.
is a place nearby, a giant window, so that I can, so Tempest, my griffin, can hop in and fly out of.
His name is Tempest. Oh, that's an epic
you
name.
approach the balcony of the Tower of the First Night. You see Tempest is there once again, clearly a magical creature. This griffin would be, in some ages of Exandria, would cause gasps and shrieks to behold something that literally has a body of cool amethyst liquid gemstone with stars swimming.
Oh, so
in
that's
its
actually
form
what it looks like. That
constellation.
wasn't due to the dream.
Here in the bustling city of Avalir, Tempest is but one of many wonders. And as you behold from your balcony the spire of Avalir, the city of crowns, a new morning comes, friends.
Stop being cool. Like we don't remember what just happened.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so you're hitting me up with so much info right now.
Fast! You said fast!
If you look up and see stars, what happens when you look down?
The ground, bam, I'm awake.
Wonderful producer Kyle Shire. It's 1979 and disco's never gonna die. We behold the age of Arcanum. A blending of magic and wizardry, sorcery and artifice that has created an age
Travis,
that will
okay.
be spoken of in the years to come in reverence, but also perhaps by some in disdain. But what could they disdain here in these bustling city streets? As you look down from your balcony with your griffin here,
Perhaps somebody
ready
can tell
once
me
again,
like
you
when
know the
roundabout this
significance
takes
of the
place.
day that awaits you. You look down at a busy street corner. You see here the massive Caro Hulk, which is a quadrupedal construct with velvet benches all along its back, that a group of wizards just sit at and wait for their stop as the automaton
To bus.
moves along in the city streets.
It's a magical bus.
And you look all around you and see suddenly in the tall, spiring edifices of this wizard city, this testament to the power and might of mortal beings to make their own future
Sorry, I'm
and
just
destiny
pondering right now.
arcane strands, to make their will manifest on the face of Exandria. Suddenly, all around in the hustle and bustle of the morning commute, this very busy day, you see screens alight. Huge crystals all around the city suddenly show a face. Not only crystals, but at the top of the city in a grand waterfall. Now, a waterfall this size in any city would be pretty remarkable. Avalir soars above the clouds, flying through the sky. So from whence this waterfall comes, I leave to all of you to wonder at the magecraft that could have the scintillating mists of the Porco Falls fall beneath us. Fall. And for a moment, the falls themselves, 100 feet tall, reflect the face of Sam's character. Sam, would you go ahead and describe your character for us?
Sure. Wow. What
Come on,
face
Sam.
to describe?
Finally.
I am loquacious Sealy.
30 minutes in, and we finally get to hear another character.
My normal, or should I say, at rest appearance is pale skin, white eyes with sort of dark shading around them, white hair in a sort of a up shock,
Oh, he's a
if you look
warlock,
very
a bard
faintly
warlock.
on the sort of gray skin of my
Very
face,
nice.
there are little sort of veins, marbleization tendrils of black that, if you stared long enough, you'd see they sort of subtly move and shift constantly. He's wearing
He's very flamboyant. So look at that.
a gold jacket with a purple lining. Carries himself very high and mighty, but this is a broadcast, is it not?
This is very much a broadcast.
Well,
So he
as
must be
Loquacious
important then, must be
broadcasts,
high up.
to the crystal columns of Avalir, before he begins his proclamations and heralds of the day, his appearance shifts slightly. The veins in his face sort of drip and move, sort of like paint being drained out of a can, and are replaced with other pigments and other colors. His face becomes golden, as gold as his jacket, and his hair becomes as purple as the lining of his jacket. He's quite a sight to behold. He holds in his hand, is it a wand? Is it a rapier? It's hard to tell. It's long and has something at the end of it, like
It's a cane.
Bob Barker's old microphone. And
The way he looks 100%
and
like he would
seems
walk
to
with a
speak
cane.
into it, and it magically amplifies his voice across the city of Avalir. And whatever arcane and mechanical means he uses to broadcast himself are repeated over and over with a great echo across the city. That's who I am.
Incredible.
who I am.
We see boom, 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 arcane confetti blasts into the air, heralding the morning's announcements. And we see as Loquacious appears on all of the crystal columns, and in the main screen being the massive city-dominating waterfall at sort of the heart of the city, we see a spinning logo of the Herald's Tome. Would you care to make the morning announcements, Loquacious?
I would absolutely love to. Yes, thank you,
I need
sir.
My copy. I
Mr.
need it
Seeley,
right away.
Mr. Seeley, got you right here. Yes, sir. Here you go.
Count me down. Count me down.
In
How do I look?
5,
Do I look good?
4,
Yes. All
3,
right. Here we go.
2.
Good morning and salutations, sundry subjects of the soaring city of Avalir. I am Loquacious Seeley, your handsome and helpful herald. I report the news that shapes Avalir's views. Tonight, as we all know, marks the eve of the replenishment and our return to Cath Moira, our terrestrial sister city. Remember, folks, make sure to fasten all those loose valuables and belongings tightly, as our friends in the Navigators Guild wish to remind us that there's always a pinch of turbulence.
Sorry, I don't want to pause it during his incredibly elegant speech there, but I'm just trying to think, because he said it's a floating city up in the sky, high above the clouds. All of these people, you've got paladins, obviously you've got your standard magical-esque people, classes, races, whatever, and then you've got what was it called, Loquacious or whatever, very extravagant name. Obviously, all of these things that are happening, and he's repeating the fact that all of these, what would be special things down on the ground, for example, a griffin that is kind of liquidy, kind of the way he described it. I would imagine if anyone's ever seen or read One Punch Man, there's a Cosmic Fiagaro, and the way he looks, he's kind of got he looks like space. He's got stars and galaxies and what have you. Or the spectral griffin from World of Warcraft, where it's got the star alignments and stuff like that. Kind of imagine it would look like that. And he's trying to make it abundantly clear that what would turn heads and be seen as this incredibly magical creature is nothing but a standard thing in this world. So I'm just wondering if these are basically godly esque beings compared to the the down below, the slums, where the normal races and dragons or whatever. This is higher up beings of godliness, and where magical things happen in a magical world. These are magical things that happen. It's kind of hard to explain. Hopefully you
In
get
our
what I mean.
descent back towards Exandria Firma. And speaking
I'm not
of
Brennan
belongings,
or Matt.
why
I
not
can't
try
paint a picture as
Orison's
well.
Odd Tack, the spell glue that sticks to what it's told. As Orison himself might tell you. And you see on the screen, on the crystals broadcasting this message, you see Loquacious's face for a moment quivers and starts to morph and dissolve into another face. His hair changes as well.
He has he's like the face
to
stealer.
the untrained eye, it would look like an edit or a cross dissolve. but to those who know that he is a changeling, he's actually changing his physical appearance live on screen to that of Orison. His skin becomes a deep red. His hair curls into curved horns, that of a tiefling, and speaks with a totally different voice.
So he's a changeling.
Says,
Pretty epic.
Hello there, I'm Orison from Orison's Odd Tack. The trusted name in arcane adhesives for over 30 years. Check out our replenishment special, 50% off today only.
Just getting a couple of adverts in there.
Down to Orison.
Love it.
And then it morphs back into Loquacious Sealy, who announces, well, make ready for tonight's fireworks extravaganza to the Dawn's Ledge side and enjoy the Parade of Beasts beginning at sundown in Excelsior Plaza, right outside the headquarters of my own Herald's Tome, your trusted record of renown. As the Archmages always say, knowledge is power.
Oh, you have Archmages in here as well.
The People's Paper. All glory to the Academy Arcane and to the proud people of Avalir. I'm Loquacious Sealy saying, Sealy you later.
Oh, that was terrible. Come on.
People cheer and celebrate. You see that the news. We love the news. As that happens,
I would love the
we
news
see
if
Loquacious
Loquacious
Sealy
was on
where
here.
He actually is, which is at the broadcasting station. You are standing on a raised, like 10-foot diameter solid ruby platform carved with glyphs and runes from which you can broadcast to the city. And you see that Arya comes up and says, and we're out. Thank you so much, Mr. Sealy.
What, was it all right? I stumbled in the middle there. Did you think anyone saw it?
No. We have a cantrip ready, so we had a half-second delay and went back in and we changed it with illusion.
Some of the crystal columns in Evenloft have been down. Have they been repaired?
We're still getting word for the ones back in.
I need those ratings.
I understand. If you would, sir, the Architect Arcane, there's some civic construction occurring there right now, so that's what the slowdown is coming from. But
Oh well, all right then. I'll take it up with her, I guess.
if you would prefer for us to we've been reaching out from your office and not getting
No reply at all.
not at the moment.
Did you say that I had requested?
I can show you the exact text.
No,
that
it's fine. I will take it up with her the next time I see her.
I don't get fired.
Yeah, he's getting fired so bad.
And a couple of things just run through real quick on your way out. I know that you're very busy and that you have things to do today.
Walk and talk.
She begins to walk through, and we see the Herald's Tome. From this broadcasting station, you are able to speak to the entire city-state of Avalir and broadcast your image. However, the Herald's Tome, its print edition, is the paper of record for this city. And you see a number of scribes sitting on desks, sort of arcane quills moving over. You see that there is an entire hall of diviners, like fact-checking, going through and like crystal balls, looking into things.
Sponsor me.
You see that there is an entire screen with a map of Exandria on it that some diviners are able to like move through. And again, you see this entire fleet of bards going back into a research library, old editions of the tome. Arya, your assistant, moves with you in this place. You see, she says, We got a little bit of a bite on something. There might be a seat opening on the Octothurge. We don't know anything for certain, but we know that Essel Longbolt has made some noises like he might be leaving from the Magister. For the Porters Guild election, do we still want to run that for tomorrow at the beginning of the replenishments festivities?
It seems like it's a little bit crowded. I want to make sure that we have plenty of time to get all the attention that we need on it. We'll be landing soon, right?
Yes, we should be landing within the next 24 hours.
Landing as in
Longwind Valehelm
landing
reached
the
out, who's trying
continent
to get,
or country that they're on,
Octavius
or
Frost's
city that they're on.
seat, and he essentially was asking if there might be another.
If so, then
sort
it's
of
probably
expose about
not what I
his
said before.
long history with the Porters Guild, and
he is just such a dud, you know. I mean, like we tried, we gave it our all at the beginning, right? But just no one wants to back that horse. So I just say that the airtime's all spoken for, and that we've moved on, and really, so should he.
Gwen Tenpace walks up, who's the head of the Heralds also. She's like your records keeper here, and comes over and holds out and says, "New numbers. It looks like Messira Kane is pulling ahead of Arcturus."
Excellent, as it should be.
Of course, sir.
I hope she knows who put her there.
Absolute W.
Amazing! And you walk out from this place on your day. As you step out from the Herald's Tome, you look out at the street and see another Caro Helk bustling by. You're in Excelsior Plaza, which this place is thronged with people right now. Huge Caro Hulk, boom, boom. Bunch of wizards riding.
Caro Hulk?
A Caro Hulk is a quadrupedal automaton with a bunch of benches on its back that people ride around.
Okay.
It's
like a mechanical elephant with bus?
It's an elephant bus. It's
It's a mechanical elephant bus.
Elephant bus.
Cool.
A Caro Hulk. But
Is that
you
an
see
actual
some
thing in the
people,
D&D
some people
universe?
walking along.
Or
As
has he
you
just made that
step
up?
Out, a bunch of people all sort of, and you see a couple of them take out little sort of docents and begin to take pictures.
I don't have time, but hello, hi.
Hi, hello. Quickly take
Arya
get a
steps
picture
in
of my
and
good
says,
side.
Mr. Sealy has time only for a few
Both of
autographs
them.
today.
Thank you. Sorry, she's dragging me away. I must go. But how about just one more?
You just get another autograph signed. As you walk away, you look out and see one of the Caro Hulks stops. How would you travel? Do you think you would you go all the way towards teleportation? Would you fly?
Where am I off to?
I think the biggest thing on your to-do list today is the Feast of Emir at the Palazzo Porco.
Which is
Sounds very fancy.
Yeah, way up. The neighborhood that would be occurring in, looking at my own lore document here, that would be occurring in Gallimore, way up at the top.
I mean, I feel like I wouldn't take public transportation if I may.
Oh, of course not. Although you are a changeling, could you not just change your face?
For me, that would be wonderful.
A
You
commoner.
see, waiting outside, you see that there is a sort of wearing a jaunty little robe with some epaulets and sort of like a bellhop's hat, sort of a cross between like a bellhop's uniform and wizard robes. You see a junior member of the Porters Guild, not capable of full teleportation, but handy with a dimension door, goes, Mr. Sealy, sir, ready?
Yes, absolutely. Hold on. Let me just make sure I'm all buttoned up here. And Arya, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Very good, Mr. Sealy. Thank you so much. As you head off, you see, take one last look at Excelsior Plaza and the huge emblem of the Herald's Tome above you and all that you have achieved. You look out, you see the Caro Hulk takes off going, brought to you by the Golden Scythe. Heads up. And you take one last look and see another little automaton and look around. There are all the mortals you can see here are involved in artifice or wizardcraft or sorcery or pursuing their studies as a bard, engaged in the great work of this age. And you see automatons building and reinforcing and traveling. You see a Hodmadod, which is a basically uniformed little bright red and blue. It's a fabric construct, sort of like a scarecrow. But you see it walks the streets in a little pre-recorded message, and it's sort of smiling, bright blue fabric head, a little stuffed sort of burlap.
That sounds terrifying. I'm not gonna lie.
Get your bumper shoots! Get your bumper shoots! Everyone get your bumbershooters for inclement weather. Rain, sleet, snow. There's no telling what kind of weather we might be facing. And you see a little wizard mother with her daughter walking by in their robes. And the little girl says, Mummy, what's weather? And you see...
Oh, wow. What's weather? Just because they're above the clouds, so they don't really get a change in the weather.
We've got to get her into school.
Yeah, you do.
And you see the mother says, don't worry, darling. Weather is something we must only contend with for a month every 7 years. And walks along. Bumbershoots, get your bumbershoots, Wizards of Avalir. And you, the porter, opens a door, and through it you walk. As you walk through the door.
All right, sorry. I'll leave it there. I don't know when to like stop these episodes because obviously it's kind of just a continuous thing. I'm sure they'll probably take breaks at some point. But yeah, that's the first 45 minutes done. Like I said, if you guys want obviously a longer episode, then by all means let me know in the comments and I'll make a longer episode. All right, well, you know, I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually really enjoyed that. I didn't know if I would or not, but yeah, I hope I hope I gave something to that, because obviously reacting to something like Exandria Unlimited or anything like, you know, Vox Machina or D&D or whatever, it's listening to a story and trying to imagine it in your head as they're like describing their characters and describing the place that's around them, the things that are happening. So it's difficult to like do to talk or anything like that and try to, especially at the beginning when they're like, it's not as easy as like when you watch an anime or you watch you know, a TV show, when they can establish your surroundings just by, you know, having an opening shot and maybe someone being like, this is Exandria, the world of such and such in the town of blah 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 blah. I don't know this world well enough to really give it justice, but yeah, it's super easy to establish your surroundings in a show, but in a story essentially, you need to listen, you need to pay attention. So I am trying to, like, you know, give something instead of you just watching me stare at a screen for nearly an hour. But I know a lot of people like to like watch reactions for the sake of, they can't watch, because I do the same thing, like I can't rewatch something without knowing what's going to happen, because obviously I've already seen it before. So watching other people's first reactions to it kind of gives you that kick. Unless, you know, they're completely stone-faced. I've seen a few reactors where, like, you know, I'm watching them and this amazing thing is going on or about to happen, and I know it's about to happen, and then it happens, and I'm expecting this extravagant, you know, oh my god moment, and they are just stone-faced. They're just like, alright, that was cool. And then just carry on, and I'm like, those are like the worst kind of reactions ever. But yeah, so hopefully I can keep giving something, because I don't want to just, this is why I keep trying to theorize like what's about to happen. I know it'll get explained and things like that, but coming up with my own theories and then being mind blown about how ungodly wrong that I was, it's fun. But just before I go as well, just before I end this video, I know we're approaching an hour long video now. This might be the second longest video I've ever done, apart from the very first one, which was my Naruto tier list. But we finally did our first campaign. So we did, my friend, he was the DM. My other friend, my best friend, me and him and my girlfriend were like characters in the story. So he did like the first little campaign. It was a couple of hours long. We kind of, you know, got through it. A couple of little fights and stuff that happened. But it was really fun. I didn't die being a wizard. If there was danger anywhere, I was nowhere near it. Because we're starting from level 1, because we want to try and make this campaign up to the point where, you know, we're super powerful, and the possibility of, you know, depending on where William, the DM, wants to take the campaign, you know, we could approach godlyhood be mortals that become gods. We could just, you know, retire and just be like, yeah, I've seen all the things I want to see as a wizard. Now I can happily just go and sit out. But yeah, we we had our first one and I didn't die. Thank God. I genuinely thought I was gonna, like, you know, I walk in, I try to sneak in, I do a stealth check, get a natural one, trip over a rock, bang my head off another rock, 7 points of damage, dead. That's how I imagined the first of it go, but no, we actually survived and we got through. It was fun, it was interesting, and I'm really glad we managed to get the first little campaign done. So hopefully we'll be able to sort out the second one. My friend William, he is working on the next episode, if you will, of what we can do. But yeah, it's been really fun, really enjoying it. And like I said, I made a community post about this a couple of days ago, I think it was now. Baldur's Gate 3. If you don't know what it is, it's a D&D game. It came out in 2020, I think, and it was in early release though, like early access. So it didn't have all of the things that, you know, it will have now. But as of the 3rd of August, the full game's getting released. I think you can only get to level 12 on it. And then obviously there's room for, you know, growth and updates and what have you. So that'll be fun. But I was wondering if you guys would be interested in seeing me either make gameplay videos of it or just live stream it. And then you can watch the whole shebang. If that's something you're interested in, let me know, because I plan on buying it anyway, so being able to live stream it would be real fun. And like I said, D&D related, so what's not to like. But like I said, we've approached basically an hour now, possibly over. I can't tell, depending on how much gets snipped out. So yeah, I'll just end the video now. Thank you guys so much for watching this. If you have stuck around to the end, you're an absolute unit, and, you know, congratulations, because that's an endeavor, watching my face for an hour. But yeah, thank you guys so much for making it this far. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It does help massively, and I do massively appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Leave a comment, let me know, like, when this takes place, by the way. I'm just trying to figure that out from the context, but I couldn't because it was I don't think it was ever established. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out when canonically this takes place in terms of the other 3 campaigns. I'm fairly certain this came first, but yeah, just let me know if you know. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.